Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
All right, so on today's episode, what I want to do is tell you guys a little story time with your friend Jimbo. And this story has to do with something I've been beating the drum a lot on. And I'm seeing a lot of people start to do it, and it's really cool to see because I know that it's going to transform your business. And that overarching theme, I guess, is to put out content on the internet of stuff you're doing. Document it, talk about it, explain it. Getting questions. I'm getting questions posed to me like, how do I sell a customer on a ceramic coating instead of a wax? And honestly, the best way to do that is to have the customer ask for the ceramic coating, right? And they're going to ask for the ceramic coating by hearing it more and researching it a little bit. And of course, obviously, you can't sell anything without offering it, right? So you have to offer it. But you could start that explanation process to the customer by just offering it. However, if you could get the customer to come to you asking for it, the likelihood that you're going to close that sale is significantly higher. So let me give you an example of what happened to me last week. So I don't know, it was Tuesday or Wednesday or one of the days of the week, right? And I get a call, and the guy seems a little frantic and a little panicked. And they are from it's a sales guy from a very high-end dealership about 15, 20 miles from my kind of normal work area. So definitely not on my doorstep. And it was a dealership. They had sold a ceramic coating because a customer asked them for it. So how crazy is that? Customers are asking the dealerships if they can install not just clear bras, not just window film, but can you install a ceramic coating at a dealership? So of course, the dealership, being a dealership, sold a ceramic coating, and then their current vendor couldn't come through on it, which is going to lead to my next tip on how you become a vendor at a dealership. And so they currently had a vendor, but the vendor was kind of a jerk and couldn't come through, was overcharging them. Realistically, probably getting over just a dealership. They could wear you down at a dealership. And so anyway, they were hunting for someone who did ceramic coatings. Now, there are probably, I would venture to say at least 25 to 50 people and or shops in my local area that could do ceramic coatings that could be a candidate for when this dealership goes to Google to search for an installer that can come do a ceramic coating at their dealership. Again, a very high-end dealership, very affluent dealership. The reason why I'm not naming it directly by name is the vendor was in my area, so their current vendor could potentially be listening to this podcast, and I'm really not trying to take or her because I don't even know who it was. So they could be a big company, they could be a small company. The point is not to take a dump on that vendor. The point is that there's a slew of options that dealership could have gone to do the job that they needed done, kind of an emergency. However, when they went to Google, because I put out content based around ceramic coatings, and I have a podcast and I have a YouTube channel, it makes me look more credible. And when they're trying to get the most credible source in the quickest amount of time and the best job possible, I pop up. And I work really hard at kind of maintaining that status in my local area, especially for ceramic coatings and the higher end jobs that we all want to be doing. Therefore, price really became a non-issue because I did definitely charge an emergency, quote unquote, emergency pricing because they needed it done that day. And so there I went. My content, because we had rainy days and I focused on my content production and working on my SEO and all that, and my website, and making sure all that was dialed in so that I could land these jobs, because people are going to search. That's not a revelation. None of this is a revelation, and most of the stuff I talk about is not a revelation, but I hope it serves as encouragement to you to really work on your website. And like the quick tip I used the other day, maybe you suck at writing like I do, so use an app, Rev. This podcast I will probably get transcribed again, and turn it into a blog post, and Google bots will pick up on that. So when you're talking about ceramic coatings and dealership vendors and how to become that, and how to separate yourself, how to get the jobs, how to get the customers coming to you, it's a lot easier when you have people calling you for your services versus trying to find those customers, right? So granted, that takes a lot of time, and you can get there with ads and stuff like that, but once you can get them calling you, that's a lot better of a standing. So end of the story is I went down to that dealership, completed the job, and got in the right positions because I had to get paid. So you get into the right position to become the new vendor, right? And I didn't do it from a price point, because in fact I was a little bit higher than the current vendor. So price wasn't the issue. Deliverability was the issue for them that day, and turned out that was kind of their pain point. So that helps to become the new qualified vendor. So hope you guys start putting out some sort of video content. Everyone has a cell phone. You can take that video content, strip the audio, get the audio transcribed, and then you have like 4 or 5 pieces of content all in one. And the reason why I shared this little tidbit of a secret is because it'll really help boost your credibility and your visibility for your detailing business. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Catch you on the next episode. See ya.